Do not discuss your ambitions or desires with another, for the other will only echo your present fears. Do you feel like that? I feel like that. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the forest. My name is Brian. I'm glad that you all are here today with me. It's 2026, and I'm very excited about that. I hope that you all are having a good 2026. I have decided to create a new channel based on Neville Goddard's books, his writings. And the reason I've done that is because I've been studying his readings recently, and I've been watching some YouTube videos where people talk a lot about Neville Goddard. And I thought, I don't really know much about Neville Goddard. And so I wanted to get the book and read more about Neville Goddard. And in fact, I'll leave a just a link to the YouTube channel that inspired me to do this. It's a guy named Chris Miller, and he talks a ton about Neville Goddard, and he always uses Neville Goddard's book. And I thought, well, I want to get a copy of that book. So I ordered a copy of that book on Amazon, and it doesn't actually arrive until tomorrow. But I got a copy, and I thought, I wish I had a book study I could go to. I thought, well, should I create a meetup group? What should I do to create a book study? And then I thought, why not YouTube? So that's why I've created this channel. I actually have another channel, a gratitude channel, and there I talk more about psychology and stuff like that. But I wanted a channel where I could just talk about things like manifestation and have it kind of be more focused. So that's why I created this channel. I hope that way you all can share in this with me. I'll show you the book. I just basically bought the book online. That is his collections. It's his full collections. It's the most recent version that I've seen. It has all 14 of his major books. And in fact, I'll leave a picture right here of what I'm talking about. So that's the book that I got, and I really can't wait to get it. And because I haven't gotten it yet in the mail, what I've been doing is I've been reading it on my iPad. So if you all want to follow along, you can download it. I have it on Kindle, but you can download it on Kindle or the book, whatever book app you use on your phone or on your iPad. So I thought it'd be really, really fun to just have this nice little book study. And what I want to do is just read a couple of quotes and talk about what it means to me, and then ask you all what you all think. Because one of the most important things is I'm not a guru. I don't know all this stuff. I've just started reading this book. I like it a lot. I have a lot to learn, and I thought, well, I want to spend 2026 learning this stuff. I love Star Wars. And so to me, when I look at that book, it's kind of like looking at the Jedi text, and I want to study it. And I think of Chris Miller as like a YouTube Jedi master for me. He's learned all this stuff, and he's manifested all this cool stuff, and I love listening to him. And I thought, well, okay, I'm going to be a Padawan. He can be the master. So if you want to know how someone has done all this stuff, definitely check out his channel because it has inspired me immensely. Here, I want to talk about the things that I'm learning and hope that you all can help me along the way. So let's get ready and dive right into it, shall we? You may know me on my other channel. I'm always wearing my Bob Ross hat. I love Bob Ross, so I've got to put him back on. I feel like I'm not right in the forest if I don't have my Bob Ross cap on. So I'm going to just read some of these quotes and we'll talk about it. And I'm starting from the very beginning, and I apologize I don't have the book in front of me, but I'll have it next time. And I can tell you the location number if you all know what that means. See, I don't even know all that stuff, but I'm learning. The first thing that jumped out to me was the quote, "For a man is always self-imprisoned or self-freed." And for me, that's one of the biggest keys for 2026 is learning to be free. because I have been living a life and I can admit, it's of my doing. I created the challenges that I have. You'll come to know that in 2024, I had a near fatal medical emergency. And I have to be honest, it was a result of my drinking alcohol, and I had liver failure. And that was a result of my doing. I'm the one who created that scenario. I'm the one that was in a situation where I was just so stressed and anxious, I didn't know how to handle it other than to drink. And that's what I did. And I drank too much. And as a result, I had liver failure. And as time goes on, you'll get to know more and more about me and those types of scenarios. But I think the key there for me is just taking responsibility for what I've done. And I realize that a man is always self-imprisoned or self-freed, and that's a choice. And it's hard because society, my upbringing, all these different things tell me who I'm supposed to be. And I need to free myself of that. And I'm hoping this book and this community helps me do that. The next quote that really jumped out to me was one that says, "Turn from your picture of poverty by denying the very evidence of your senses and assume the nature of being wealthy." And that's interesting for me because, of course, I think we're all here for the same reason. We want our lives to be better, and often that involves money. And that's just the fact of the matter. A lot of all the problems I have in my life, of the majority of them are because of money or lack thereof. And I was raised in poverty. I was literally raised on food stamps and government cheese. I was raised in a small town, Johnson City, Tennessee, near the what we called projects back then. You call it housing developments now, but I lived near the projects, and I was a Keystone poor community, and I was raised poor. But as time has progressed, and I'll tell more of those stories later of just different things that I've been able to accomplish in my life, where I still am financially, I'm not like other folks on YouTube maybe that are flaunting, or I guess flaunting is not the best word to use, but are showcasing their wealth that they've accumulated, and I am not that person. I am learning these lessons, and maybe I will be that way one day. But in the end, I think what they're talking about here, what he's talking about, is, the evidence of your senses and assume the nature of being wealthy. And of course, nature. I love nature. I love being out here in the forest. I love being out in nature. And so for me, definitely, I feel wealthy when I get to come to this place every single day and enjoy being here and being surrounded by all the deer and the owls and the birds and the squirrels and all sorts of fun things. I love being out here. And so I do feel wealthy when I come to the forest. I'm so thankful. I bought this house that I lived in about 20 years ago, and I had no idea that it had all this forest behind it. So I'm very thankful. And I feel wealthy. So I think that's one of the keys, is trying to find areas in your life where you are currently wealthy. I think that feeling of feeling wealthy and abundant with the things you have and expressing gratitude for that will end up bringing more of that into your lives. And I think that's what he's talking about here. Now that was funny. We're still going. That was fun. I like when stuff like that happens. The next quote that jumped out to me is, "The signs always follow, they never precede." And I can tell you time and time again, when something happens and I think, well, is this sort of like maybe something I should be doing? I don't know. And then something else happens right after that that tells me, okay, well, here's a sign, but it never preceded, it follows what happens. I'll just give you an example. I was thinking about another video I'm going to do for my gratitude channel. I was talking about how I feel bad for feeling good, and I was thinking about that. And so I wrote down in my notes, I want to make this video called the Guilt of Feeling Good. And I wrote it down, and I'm starting talking to AI. Gemini is the one I use, Google's. And it says, hey, you should make a video about, and call it The Guilt of Feeling Good. I was like, I just wrote that down, you know? And so in my journey of trying to figure out what's a sign and what I should be doing next, I first had the thought and I did that. And then the sign followed. You know, Jim and I said, hey, this is what you should do. And so for me, that was a sign of, yes, I should be doing something like that. So I can go on and on about different signs that I see, even for this channel. For example, I was thinking about it yesterday and how excited I am to do this. And I was walking, I found a heart in the forest here. I found a heart. And for me, you know, my mother has passed away. But when I moved to France in college, she left me a little message on my computer and it said, wherever you go, my heart goes with you. And to me, anytime I find these little hearts, and it happens quite often, I find a little heart, and to me, that's kind of like a God wink, but it's from my mother. It's a little sign from my mother saying that she approves of what I'm doing and she's supporting me. So yesterday, as I was thinking about this channel, I looked down in the forest and there's a heart. You know, wherever I go, her heart goes with me. And so to me, that was a sign that preceded my deciding to make this channel, and I think it's a good thing. So I feel like I have my mother's blessings that way. Um, the fourth one I want to talk, and I'm always going to talk about five. The app lets you star what you want to talk about, and I wanted to pick 5 points. And I thought, wait, so this is a 5-star, 5-star video. So star number 4, the quote, is a really good one. It sticks out to me because seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, and all these things will be added unto you. And of course, that's from the Bible. And the reason I am excited about reading this book also is I was raised Christian, and I was raised in a very strict Christian household. And my grandmother was the Bible school teacher, my grandfather was the pastor. And because of that, and we have this strict upbringing, it's hard for me to think about things like manifestation when it comes to my religious upbringing in the church. How does this sort of stuff fit in with God and Jesus? And so that's one reason I'm really excited about this book, is because he talks a lot about scripture, and I'm excited to get to learn more about how things like manifestation fit in with the biblical principles that I was raised with. You know, seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, and all these things will be added unto you. And of course, the idea of, they say, you know, the kingdom of God is within, and all that sort of stuff. And again, I'm a learner. You know, these topics and these ideas are hard sometimes for me to understand. So that's why I want to share these ideas, and I want you all to share your thoughts on this with me. Star number 5 is the one that I'm really excited about most today. And it's that quote, do not discuss your ambitions or desires with anyone, for the other will only echo your present fears. And in all honesty, I have that gratitude channel, and I'm starting this channel. No one in my personal life knows about these channels because I have enough self-doubt as it is. I don't need other people to tell me, oh, Brian, you're making a YouTube video. Are you silly? You know, they would make so much fun of me. You know, so no one knows. My family doesn't know. My friends don't know. And I think if they did know, they would discourage it. So that's exactly what he's talking about. And that's my experience. So I want to ask you all in your lives, you know, please leave a comment and let me know what you think. But where are areas in your life where you've had to maybe not share these hopes and dreams that you have because people will poo-poo it? You know, people will say, oh, well, you can't do this, you can't do that. And we already have our own. Like I have my own limitations, my limited thinking and beliefs, and so I don't need anybody else's. So I think it's good to keep these things to yourself sometimes. I think you. So I really love that quote. That's my quote for this week. So I hope that you all liked those quotes. Think about them this week. This is a brand new channel. I don't know what I'm doing. I would love for you all to leave a comment in the comment section of what you would like to do. This is my idea of making a video once a week with 5 points, and then we kind of meditate and think about those 5 points during the week. I'll leave these ideas in the description for us, and you know, everything's copyrighted, by the way, so I'll leave a copyright disclosure. I don't know exactly how I'm going to be able to, I can't put these quotes there, but I can tell you where to find them. on this app. And once I actually get the book, then I'll be able to give you the page number too. So anyway, I am very, very grateful that you all are here. I'm excited about 2026. I'm excited about this channel. I think it's going to open up a new world for me. And for me, it's about, I want to see how my life changes this year by studying this book and implementing these philosophies and principles into my own life. And I want to create a community where we all do that together so that we can learn from each other. Because again, I don't have the answers. I only have questions. And I have a book. So I have questions in a book, and hopefully I have you all joining me so that we can learn together and grow together. So thank you all so much. Please like and subscribe. It lets YouTube know who to send these videos out to. And I always say at the end of all my other videos on my gratitude channel, and I feel like I just have to say it here, please stay grateful, please stay kind. And as always, I'm grateful for each and every one of you. And I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thanks.